Vampires. A name that sends chills down your spine and stirs the darkest corners of your imagination. For centuries, tales of these bloodthirsty creatures have haunted every corner of the world. But what if I told you that behind the folklore, there's something far more terrifying lurking in the shadows? Something not of myth, but of reality. Tonight we will delve into the history, the myths, and the horrifying truth of the vampire. From the legends of Dracula to the ancient tales of the vampire lord, every culture has its own version of these immortal fiends. But what if these stories weren't just stories? What if vampires were not only real, but closer than we think? The evidence is more chilling than you'd expect. Huh? Vampires are not confined to just European folklore.
No.
The vampire myth has spread across cultures, each with its own twist. In ancient Greece, the Empusa was said to be a blood-drinking demon that preyed on young men. In Asia, the Jiangshi, a reanimated corpse, would suck the life force from its victims. Yet the vampire as we know it today, pale, undead, blood-drinking, originated from Eastern Europe, specifically in the Carpathian Mountains. It was here that the infamous Vlad the Impaler, also known as Dracula, inspired the legend that would haunt generations. But what if these legends weren't just tales passed down by storytellers? Over the years, several real-life cases have surfaced where people were believed to be vampires, or at least the source of strange, terrifying occurrences. Take, for instance, the case of the vampire of New England. In the late 1800s, a family in Rhode Island was ravaged by tuberculosis. But it wasn't the disease that took them. The villagers believed the dead family members were rising from their graves to feed on the living. They exhumed the bodies and found them disturbingly well preserved, fueling rumors that these bodies were vampires. Fast forward to the 20th century, and vampires have evolved. In popular culture, they've shifted from mindless monsters to complex anti-heroes. But despite this transformation, they still embody a primal fear. Vampires have become a symbol of immortality, desire, and death, a fascination that transcends time. From movies like Nosferatu to modern TV shows like The Vampire Diaries, they continue to hold us in their grip. But are we merely romanticizing what might be an ancient real threat? But let's face a harsh truth. There are still places in the world where strange and sinister occurrences are reported. People claim to see creatures lurking in the night, with glowing eyes and sharp teeth. Could these reports be based on something real? Or are we simply afraid of what we cannot understand? Some researchers believe there's a medical explanation for vampire legends, a condition known as Renfield syndrome, where individuals have an irresistible desire to drink blood. Could these modern-day cases of vampires be people suffering from this strange disorder? Throughout history, one thing remains constant: the fear of the vampire, the allure of immortality, the terror of the undead. But as we stare into the abyss of these stories, we must ask ourselves, what if there's a grain of truth hidden within the darkness? As we close tonight, remember this: vampires may not just belong to the world of fiction. There's something far more sinister at play, something lurking in the shadows, watching, waiting. Thank you for joining me tonight as we explore the terrifying reality behind the vampire myth. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more chilling stories. And as always, beware of the night, for in the darkness, anything is possible.